Via a great article from Complex, which athletes would you like to see compete in the UFC? I love these stories. These are TYT written all over it. This is why you come and watch this channel over others. Hopefully you do, and hopefully you subscribe and like and all that good stuff. So straight into it, Jason Rubin, first one off the bat. Odell Beckham Jr., 5'11", coming in at 198 pounds. And we're going to see him fight Yoel Romero. Jesus, that would be like an X-Men fight to the death. Two unbelievable athletes going head-to-head. What do you think of this one?
Right, so I put a star next to it because I just added in the fights to
I like it, J. Rubin.
make it a little more interesting. See, here's the funny thing: when we get into all these athletes, you're gonna see that like the UFC fighters, for the most part, not a lot of them are like really tall guys.
Yeah.
Or men and women. So you look at it and you go like, well, for the basketball players we'll get to, it makes it a really big problem. But Odell Beckham Jr. is 5'11", which probably is a huge advantage in a lot of fights, even in the light heavyweight or the middleweight division. Yeah, Odell Beckham Jr. is a freak athlete. Watch his feet. Like, I've always said this, and I think it's sometimes taken in the wrong way. Like, Steph Curry and Odell Beckham Jr. do ballet classes because it keeps their footwork light. It makes them light on their feet. And I can imagine that if, and by the way, the big piece of the if, no, we've done the clips where, no, why do all athletes think they can be UFC fighters? 99.9% can't. But in this situation, in this hypothetical, sure. But I'm taking Yoel Romero.
Yeah. Oh my, I'm taking Yoel Romero over anyone. That guy has got a career in movies. He's got a career in movies after it because he just looks. We've seen him up close and personal. It's a scary, scary sight. He's a dangerous human being. He's the most cordial. Like, people were throwing insults at him, and he was just like, "Thank you." He was just like so up. It's even more dangerous. He's the type of guy that's going to kill you and then slowly wrap your body up and put it nicely in the cupboard before he eats a nice meal with your family.
Yeah, I'm down. I mean, like, I'd fight him. I mean, just because, like, I'd take the 50 grand even to get my ass kicked in one round. I really would. I wouldn't. But I think Odell Beckham's a good fight. Why not?
Well, next up, I don't know what sort of weight class this man's going to fight in. You definitely have to work inside, get inside his reach, because there's no way you're going to work this man at distance. DeMarcus Cousins, 6'11", 270 pounds, and Jason Rubin said that it'll be a good fight to see him fight Stipe Miocic from Cleveland.
Who's 6'11"? Who else am I going to pick?
Jesus
I just picked the
Christ.
heavyweight champion.
I think he needs to go into boxing and fight someone like David Haye, or that massive guy that David Haye once fought, who was like a man mountain, 7 foot.
Taejon Dong, the 7'6" boxer from China.
Oh yeah, you should have him fight that. Jesus, that would be a transformer match. I swear to God, I'd be waiting for them to evolve back into a Chevy.
Is DeMarcus Cousins really 270 pounds? Is that an accurate?
Of course it is. He's 6'11", man. These guys are humongous. His wingspan, he would literally take up half the octagon with one swing. It would be impossible to fight him.
I think the reason that Complex picked like Cousins is because he's always pretty angry on the basketball court.
It would have to try and channel that aggression. But I think his special move, if there is a special move, I don't think they have special moves in UFC. No one really has. Some of them have significant leg kicks and signature left hooks like Conor McGregor, but DeMarcus Cousins should just like create the windmill and just like literally swing his arms around. Not only would he just knock people out, but he'd create like some sort of wind force because he's that long that people would just be taken back with it. I think it'd be a good fight to see like DeMarcus Cousins and Michael Phelps just swing their arms and see which one hits each other.
Just the wingspan. The wingspan goes for days, man.
Like you can't even fit it. You can't even fit yours in the half-cut screen. All right, we'll move on to the next one. Serena Williams moving into the women's division, 5'5", 155 pounds, bantamweight. Ronda Rousey. I don't think there's anyone else that I can imagine.
No, I'm being serious though. For a second, I'm just saying, like, if they approached Serena Williams and they said, like, we'll give you 2 years, think about the draw that would be.
And you can use a racket.
You get to use a tennis ball. You get one use of a tennis ball in the third round if you make it. Again, like, I can't stress this enough during the clip. Like, these are not like fights that are going to happen.
Oh, come on! If someone takes this,
what are you talking about? No way Odell Beckham Jr. would win that fight. It's like, of course not. But this is something that would, I mean, Serena sells out Wimbledon stadiums and sells out, U.S. Open stadiums. You have Ronda Rousey who sells out T-Mobile Arena in Vegas. We're talking a big draw. That might be the biggest draw, save for one that we'll get to, two that we'll get to later.
Yeah, but in direct contrast to what you just said, that's an unrealistic fight that might never happen. The way these two have been going back and forth to each other, you never know. And that is the next fighter is Floyd Mayweather, 5'8", 150 pounds, featherweight, lightweight division. Fight Conor McGregor. This is an easy one.
Who else? Like,
Yeah, if this is UFC, it's Conor McGregor, no doubt. Like, Floyd Mayweather is obviously been very responsive to TMZ's questions and how you should never categorize McGregor in the same bracket as him. And to be fair, as much as I am that of a McGregor fanboy, you can't. Not at this point. Floyd Mayweather is in his own league when it comes to his record alone. Like, the guy is undeniably brilliant when it came to his boxing record. We've always stressed this in this platform. Despite our disliking of him, he's a very dislikable character. He is a remarkable athlete. There's no one that really comes close to him in any real sport in terms of that unprecedented record. So McGregor is alike in the way that people love to hate him, and they do like him as well. The way he carries himself, his cockiness, his ability. If McGregor keeps going, you'd need to add another 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Let's remember just for a second how long Floyd Mayweather has been in boxing. It wasn't just a 5, 6 year span. The guy was fighting for 12, 11 years. Like, Jesus Christ, it's going to take a while.
Oh, professionally for about that, for probably more. 15 years of combat experience defensively. Look, here's the amazing thing, Francis. We've seen, and I'll save more for our Khabib clip later on, but like, we've seen both McGregor and Mayweather fight. And we're very privileged and lucky and fortunate to have that happen. And when you see both these guys, the more I watch it, the more I'm thinking of this might be one of the most interesting fights to ever happen. And I don't know anything. Maybe it will. I think it would be super fun if it did. I just don't know what the rules would be. But McGregor's defensive prowess and just his ability to just not get hit against somebody who refuses to not let you hit him.
Yeah.
Right? We're talking about a crazy equation. And again, McGregor, it's a lot of different training, but he's somebody who at this point I'm bought all in on in terms of what until he can't do it, I will believe he can.
Here's just to play this hypothetical situation. Like, people are talking about what the rules would be. It's very simple for me. McGregor has shown amazing signs as a boxer. You just make it a boxing match. I'm still not saying he'll win. I think Mayweather wins, but to try and train someone like Floyd Mayweather on an art of MMA, using his legs, like, how do you know his legs won't snap with one harsh kick from Conor McGregor? You know, he's just not trained to adjust to that. Whereas if you wanted to make it somewhat realistic, and again, I think you're giving McGregor the benefit here, because you're like, all right, no one's really going to expect you to win this. So you're going in with little to no expectation going in to fight a world-class, legendary boxer. Just let it happen. Just go in and fight as a boxer and see what happens. Maybe they do one of the Olympic boxings where they put the padding on them and they both just throw blows at each other. But who knows how that would pan out. All right, next up, Tim Tebow, 6'4", 245 pounds, heavyweight against Brock Lesnar. Jason, really, you're going to put these two men in the octagon together? Yes. I think they would explode.
I'm looking at, so I'm going through like the UFC rankings, which again, I will state as always, should not exist. They're pointless. But I look at the UFC rankings and I'm like, Mark Hunt, as a heavyweight, that's something pretty interesting. Or, there's a bunch of Stipe Miocic, like there's no other fight. There's literally no other fight you can throw on this that would be more interesting than the man of God himself versus a guy who was carved out of Viking stone. Like, come on.
Especially Tim Tebow. We know Tim Tebow's versatility. He will try whatever sport you put on his plate. He will try it. He got drafted as a baseball player. Now, I understand he had some experience to it, but come on. This is a guy that literally, he is the Donald Trump of sports, which gives you the emphasis as, you think you might be good at something, or you think you can try something, just go ahead and try it and see what happens. You never know. You literally, Tim Tebow and Trump are the two people that will just make you, forever in your life, to reconsider the thought of, well, I don't have the qualifications. Should I apply? Yes, you should apply. You never know what might happen. You could end up being the leader of the free world. Jesus Christ.
Here's the best part is after Tim Tebow knocks out Brock Lesnar in the third round, right? And Brock Lesnar goes down hard. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. He gets on a knee and prays for him.
He Tebows him. He Tebows him. Jesus. All right, the last one, because I think this clip's like 40 minutes long. Dan would be having a heart attack if he wasn't already out the studio sick. Either way, Russell Westbrook, 6'3", 200 pounds, John Jones. What an athletic fight that would be. I don't think my eyes could fathom it.
Yeah, so the reason I put it on there was, well, for one, I was kind of thinking, how can we get John Jones involved in this one for a fun fight to make? Russell Westbrook, comparatively to other NBA players, looks small, but Russell Westbrook is only an inch shorter than John Jones, so you have yourself some supremely talented athletes going toe-to-toe.
Yeah, I think I would go for that one, just on the sheer athleticism. I know there's some
Well, no,
mouth-watering
but who
tasks
would
in there.
pull? Who would when John Jones pulls out? Who would have to?
Oh yeah, good point.
fill it?
Yeah. I don't know if Daniel Cormier sitting on top of Westbrook for 4 to 5 rounds is going to be as exciting to me, so I don't know. But all right, let us know what you guys think. Which fight would you want to see? Which star athlete did we miss out? Maybe Cristiano Ronaldo deserves a claim, although I don't think he'd want to have his eyebrows touched in the octagon unless
he's got the length.
he's got the
with
length
his
unless he
hands.
gets some sort of lawsuit to protect them from hitting his face. Maybe, yeah, just hit the middle. Just the middle. That's all I want.